We're back, baby,
Yes, we're back in business.
with Last Night Productions.
Yes.
And I'm Carlos, everybody. This is my co host, Ian. How are you doing, Ian?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Doing good. I'm trapped in a phone
Good.
booth right
Yeah,
now.
I know. I know. I guess I'm Forrest Whitaker's character. I'm trying to help you out here.
um, but yeah, actually, today that's what we're going to be talking about is the 2002 hit film Phone Booth starring Colin Farrell. He's been getting a little bit of buzz at the Oscars for his film Banshees of Inisherin.
Right.
We loved him in Batman as the Penguin,
Yeah.
so we thought we'd revisit one from his older films from 2002. Everybody, Phone Booth.
Did you? This is a little off topic. Did you see? I can't remember. Did you see the Banshees of Inisherin?
I
The
did,
on
yeah.
Netflix, and you liked it?
He's so good in that
Yeah,
one.
I'll have to catch that.
Batman.
We were talking about seeing it in the theater. We never did,
Yeah, we didn't make it
but
to the theater, but I
yeah.
saw it at home on streaming. I think it might be on HBO.
Okay, I'll
Um,
have to check that out.
but yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So I've heard.
Because I think that he actually he's Irish in that one, so he could actually use his native.
Yeah. I know, it's so funny. I always forget he's Irish. He doesn't look Irish.
Yeah, it's always weird when you watch like interviews with him, and he's like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm Irish. Luckily
Yeah.
Irish."
Yay.
But he always plays these American characters, like
Most of the
Penguin. He's
time.
like super mobster American.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one, he's like a publicist
Yes.
in the phone booth,
Yeah.
walking around. He looks like a real schmartzy wartsy fancy American in this
He
one.
he does, yeah. Yeah, he definitely
Um,
does.
and then we also got Kiefer Sutherland in this one as the
Yeah.
caller.
Yep.
Dude, I love Kiefer.
Yeah.
Me and Dad used to always watch 24, the
I
TV
you
show
know,
back in the
I,
day.
I don't think I've ever seen an episode of that show.
It was fun.
I know it was really big when it was
Yeah.
when it was on TV.
He would
Yeah,
always have like 24 hours to catch the terrorists and disarm the
yeah,
bombs.
right, yeah. Yeah, I remember it was a big deal back when it was on. I don't know, I just never had a chance to watch it, or I
Yeah.
probably had chances to watch it. I just never really did. I was too busy
Yeah.
watching, I guess, whatever the hell else, Jackass or something. But yeah.
He always voices a snake in the Metal Gear series too,
Oh, does he?
which I love.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Forrest Whitaker, dude, from
Yeah,
the best Star Wars film, Rogue One.
yeah, yeah.
uh,
It's
but
easier to understand him in this than
yeah.
compared to Rogue One. When he started talking kind of like this, yes, I'm Saul Guerrero, yes.
We got Rhoda Mitchell, Katie Holmes is in this one,
Yeah.
Richard T.
I
Jones.
brought that up to you, and you were like, "Who's Katie? Oh, do you not know who Katie Holmes is?"
I'm not the biggest Katie Holmes guy. Yeah, I
Well,
don't
what do you
really
mean by that? Like, you just don't like her, or do you not know who she is?
that, and yeah, I don't follow her or anything. Oh, she's from Batman Begins,
Yeah, yeah, she
Jack
was
and
a
Jill,
oh, yeah. That's a
Dawson's
shining
Creek.
moment in her career. Yeah, I remember kind of mainly her from the mid 2000s because I remember her in Batman Begins and all. She married Tom Cruise and he went on Oprah and jumped around on the couch like a jackass when
What?
announced their relationship or something. Do you remember that?
I remember Tom Cruise jumping up and
Yeah,
down. Yeah.
it was all because of Katie Holmes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yep.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, what a guy.
We love Tom Cruise. This is directed by Joel Schumacher, which I
Yeah.
was trying to look at his IMDb. He's done a couple films.
Yeah, he was a really good filmmaker.
Yeah.
I
He
remember
recently died in 2020.
he and the writer Larry Cohen, they both passed away recently, which is a bummer because they were both very talented dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did Batman and
he
Robin.
did Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, and it's a shame because I think a lot of people remember him most for those two movies, and it's a bummer because he's a very talented he was a very talented director, such as he did The Lost Boys, he did Falling Down.
Yeah.
He did
Yeah.
this really good Nicolas Cage movie called 8 Millimeter, which really reminds me of. He did that right before this, I want to say,
Oh,
and they
okay.
look a lot alike, which was
Hmm.
kind of cool to see. They both have kind of like a similar feel to them,
Yeah.
at least to me. Yeah, he did a lot of really good stuff. He did A Time to Kill. That's a really good movie. But yeah, he had a really awesome career. It's just those Batman. That wasn't his. That was just I think he got strong armed by the studios into
Yeah.
making those movies what they were.
Yeah. This film though, The Phone Booth, it kind of sticks out as like a very unique film because
Yeah,
it is all just in one phone booth.
yeah.
Unlike Batman and Robin, they're going on like the Statue of Liberty and
Oh god, yeah.
going
They
through
look cool. Those movies kind of
Gotham.
look cool, but they're just so, oh man, it's just so goofy and bad.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to take seriously.
Yeah.
Which
I
again,
guess
nothing to attribute to him necessarily, but
how to describe The Phone Booth. It is about the publicist Stu, played by Colin Farrell. He is going through Midtown, New York, it looks like, downtown New York, maybe Times Square.
yeah,
And he has to go make a phone call at the phone booth to his girlfriend, Katie Holmes. And then after he hangs up, he gets a call on the phone booth that he has to answer. And suddenly he's trapped in the phone booth by a sniper. The whole thing plays out for it's a pretty short runtime. It's about like 80 minutes, I believe,
yeah. Without credits, it's only like an hour and 15 minutes.
which I love. We love a shorter
Yeah,
runtime.
yeah. I
Nice
mean,
get
it
in
works
and
really.
out.
Yeah, there was never a dull moment. It works.
Yeah,
It
right.
works. It works in its favor
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. So he's trapped in the phone booth the whole film by a sniper, and you see like a hostage situation. All the cops arrive, and eventually he tries to make it out. Um, Ian, though, this is your first time watching it, you said.
Yeah, it
What'd
was.
you
I've
think
never
about it?
seen it. I liked it a lot. It was a really good recommendation on your end to talk about this. Yeah, I liked it a lot. Like we said, the runtime was just, I've read some people complain about the runtime that the movie isn't long enough. I think it works really. I think it works fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Colin Farrell did a really good performance. So did Forrest Whitaker. They um, had a pretty good back and forth.
They did, yeah.
And it's fun seeing Paula Jai Parker pop up. I always think of her as she's in Friday and a few other things.
Was she one of the
She's one of the ladies of the night
strippers?
that are bugging him. Yeah,
Yeah, she was good in this one.
yeah. Um, Kiefer Sutherland is very good as it's his voice is so interesting because it doesn't sound like he's on the phone. It's like he's almost like a disembodied like narrator or something, which I thought was a pretty cool way to kind of have his character in the movie. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about? It doesn't sound like he's on. Like he sounds like he's like some like a narrator or something.
Yeah, it's not staticky or anything.
Yes,
It's just super
exactly.
clear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought
I
that was
like
kind of
that.
neat.
Yeah.
Also, like the split screens. You know, like when he's like talking to someone and like they're like right here. You know, so like the scene's going on right here and you're still focused on Colin Farrell and everything. That was really neat too.
Yeah, super interesting. Kind of
Yeah.
unique. You don't
Yes.
really see that too much.
Yeah, I like that a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. So did you when did you see this? Like around the time it came out?
I probably rented it from Blockbuster back in the
Okay.
day, probably after it came out, like in '03 or '04. Yeah,
Hmm.
it always stood out to me because it is based in a phone booth, and it's
Yeah.
like that dude's trapped in there. When I was a
Yeah.
kid, I was like, "What the
Yeah.
heck is going on?"
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
and it being set in this era too of like that early 2000s era
Yeah.
where the cell phones are like flipping open finally,
With
but they're
and the
still
antennas. Yeah.
yeah.
God, that brought back memories. Yeah.
They're still a little thick. We haven't gotten to the iPhone yet.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the phasing out of the phone booth. The narrator at the beginning, he explains how there's like a billion people and they're all on cell
Right.
phones now.
Yeah, that was neat. Yeah.
This phone booth is like scheduled to be demolished tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That was really interesting. I think I read that the last phone booth in New York was demolished last year or something in
Whoa,
2022.
crazy.
I know. Yeah.
Y- that's another thing. You don't see phone booths anymore.
I was gonna ask, have you ever used a phone booth or a payphone?
I mean, I've picked it up off of the hook before,
Yeah, I
but
don't think I've ever actually had a conversation on a payphone before.
yeah. I saw
Okay.
one recently at oh shoot. I was up in Northern California, but it was in the town of Ferndale and they still have a
Okay.
phone booth out there. I was
Oh,
like,
really? Like,
"What?
and
Look at
does it
this."
work? Does it
I
work?
think so, yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah. I
awesome.
didn't try it though, but
Yeah.
it's like there's a phone booth.
I don't think I
It's
could ever. I never have change on me, so I don't think I'd
exactly.
use
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
blast from the past for sure,
Yeah,
of a different
yeah.
era.
I don't even remember. I remember seeing them, but I don't remember even people like. I don't remember my parents ever using it because I think like my parents had cell phones by like the late '90s, early 2000s. I want to say
Yeah.
like everyone I knew pretty much already had a cell phone by the '90s,
Yeah.
at least the end of the '90s.
Well, and then in like 80s films, you see people using phone booths. I
Yeah.
think oh, American Werewolf in London, he uses a payphone in
Yes.
London
Yep.
to call
Yeah.
his little
In
sister.
Piccadilly Square. Yeah.
Now you
So
don't they don't show up in movies anymore.
no, yeah, because they're kind of a relic. They're just kind of an antiquated sort of item from our past. But it's funny because Colin Farrell's character has a cell phone. He just uses a payphone because I guess Katie Holmes isn't really technically his girlfriend. He's just like she's some actress that he's trying to like get in her pants pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I think he hasn't yet, but he's trying to, from what I gathered.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why
So
he
he
uses
needs
the payphone because so he doesn't want. I guess like his wife has access. Colin Farrell's wife's character, or his character's wife, has access to the phone bill or something, so he can see. She can see like the calls being made. So that's why he
yeah.
uses the phone booth.
Smart. Smart.
Yeah, but I guess Kiefer Sutherland's character has access to listen to conversations in the phone booth. Apparently,
Yeah, he's pretty tech
like
savvy, it seems like
criminal
he's putting like
mastermind.
yeah, he's putting like blockers on the phone records so the
Yeah,
police can't track him. He's
yeah.
got all kinds of crazy stuff set up.
I think probably some people might say, "Oh, that's so far fetched." It worked for me. You know,
Yeah,
it's I can suspend my disbelief for
exactly.
that. You know,
Well,
because
you also have to suspend your disbelief that somebody would turn back around and answer a phone and just like
yeah,
not
and
go,
that's the funny. Like
"Hello,
he
bye."
even points that out. He's like anytime anyone hears a ring, you know that they always want to answer it, or so he says. He kind of points it out.
Yeah.
Jamie says she loves the pace of this film. I did too. I thought
Yes.
it was paced very well.
Yeah.
Had you like intrigued the entire time. There's never really like downtime in this. It was always just going and going and going.
Mhm.
It was pretty cool.
I was watching some behind the scenes and
Uh-huh.
apparently they filmed it all in 10 days.
Yeah, I read that, which is very
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah. And so they filmed it in 10 days. What else did I oh, it was instead of New York City, I always think of this as like a classic New York City film. It was shot in downtown LA.
I was really disappointed when I read that.
Right?
Yeah,
I wanted to go
yeah,
visit New York and find
yeah.
this phone booth.
I know. Yeah, I guess they filmed it in LA because I guess it was too cold in New York. It's weird, dude. They shot this in 2000, and it
Whoa.
didn't come out here until 2003.
I was reading a little something that it kept getting pushed back because it didn't want
There
to
was like
compete against certain movies.
there was sniper attacks or something in
Oh
DC
my
around this
god.
time. So I guess they kind of thought it might have been inappropriate to release it when that
My
happened.
god.
Yeah, I never even heard about that. Jamie
Crazy.
says they all answered phones and phone booths if they rang. The suspense was too much.
Oh my
That's
god.
yeah. God only knows who's on the other end.
For real.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I thought that was pretty because it definitely has the early 2000s feel to it
Hmm.
and everything. Like I remember like he's talking to that one rapper in the beginning. Like I was just like, this is obviously like this is probably this universe's Eminem. Something is Eminem, of course, was huge back then.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that character.
Yeah. Yeah, he's only it's like what, like not even a minute that he's in it, but I saw that. I was like, yeah, that's definitely Eminem reference. To me at least.
Yeah. I think it wasn't Richard T. Jones. He plays Sergeant Cole in this one. Wasn't he one of those superhero films or TV shows?
Richard T. Jones.
He's in Collateral.
Oh,
Hmm,
okay. He's in Collateral?
I guess so.
Huh.
Okay, maybe I was
He was
wrong
in
about
the
this one.
2014 Godzilla. He looks familiar. I've definitely seen him in stuff.
Hmm.
He's in Event Horizon. You ever seen that movie?
Ooh, I don't think I have.
Oh, that's a fun movie. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Um. Oh, you know what else? In the behind the scenes, they said that they shot it all in order.
Yeah, I read that too. That's cool. That's probably hard
Yeah.
to do. but
Yeah.
in the long run, it probably works out well for continuity.
Hmm.
But I know, like with schedules and everything, it can be hard to do that, which is always impressive to hear when a production actually can do that.
Yeah. They said the extras didn't know where the script was gonna go. They were given their
Yeah, I read
lines
that
the day
too.
of.
Yeah,
It's kind of interesting. So they were
yeah,
reacting like they were almost genuine reactions when
right.
things
Yeah,
occurred.
that's pretty
It's
cool.
kind of cool. I like that.
Did you like the look of this? Like, like for example, your background picture, it has like that drab teal, like monotone gray look to it,
Which
pretty much throughout the whole movie.
which screams early 2000s to me.
Yeah, yeah,
I would think of like Matrix kind of has like that
in
drab
a
look to
way.
it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess that I was watching the behind the scenes, those lighting guys, they rigged up some crazy stuff.
I bet,
Big
yeah.
old tarps hanging off of skyscrapers to
Okay.
reflect light.
Yeah, because I think like it looks like a cloudy, overcast day, but I don't think it is. And like when they were filming it, it was probably sunny out, but it just feels
Yeah.
so like drab.
Yeah, the technical guys, they were explaining how New York City, it's lit a different way than like LA.
Yeah,
So they wanted to
that's
get
true.
like that drab
Yeah,
look.
and they do. Like honestly, I bought that it was in New York. Like
Right?
they did a
It's
really good
crazy.
job. Yeah,
Yeah. Super cool.
yeah. That's why I was like, oh man, it wasn't in. It bummed me out. It's like, oh, that's a bummer. But, that's Hollywood for you.
Yeah. I would say there's one critique that
Okay.
like uh broke me out of my suspension of disbelief was when Forrest Whitaker arrives on scene. He sees the dude apparently like with a gun. They all think that he has a gun in the phone booth, and he's like, "All right, I'm coming over there. I'm putting my gun on the hood of my car. I'm coming in to talk to you." And it's like, I don't know if you would like
Yeah.
immediately come into a situation like that and disarm
Yeah.
yourself.
Well, I guess in like those kind of situations, maybe you do to try to, because like maybe the guy has like a bomb or something. I don't know. I don't know like police procedurals for those situations.
Yeah, you don't want to. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I can see what you mean though. It is kind of odd, but who knows? Who knows? He was good though. I really liked. I felt
Right?
bad when like Kiefer Sutherland's making Colin Farrell like say all the lame stuff about him. I was like, man, this poor guy. This poor dude.
Dude, there's a sketch on SNL from around this time with Ray
Uh,
Romano.
huh.
And oh shoot, I can't remember the guy who plays Forrest Whitaker in that sketch, but the caller's all like, "All right, now lean out and tell him that you hate black people." And Ray Romano's like, "I can't do that. I can't do that. What are you talking about?" It's a pretty good spoof on SNL.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never seen this. Wow.
Hilarious.
And it's like actually, is it referencing the movie?
I think so. Yeah.
That's funny.
Just tell him to say a bunch of racist stuff to the cop
I
outside.
guess it. I guess it is a reference to the movie. That's so funny. Let's see if this will load. I want to see who the other guy is. So the other guy looks to be. Oh, who is this? Who is this? Oh, it's Tracy Morgan. Okay.
Tracy Morgan,
Yeah,
yes.
that makes sense.
Love Tracy Morgan.
I'll have to watch that later. That's funny.
It's worth it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you read or if they talked about it behind the scenes, but the writer Larry Cohen, who I'm a big he passed. I think I already mentioned it. He passed away around the time Joel Schumacher did.
Hmm.
He was a filmmaker as well. He made a lot of really cool stuff. He made like some blaxploitation movies in the '70s. He made some horror stuff.
Whoa.
Um, yeah, he hopefully one day we could talk about one of his movies because he made a lot of cool stuff. But he was trying to get this off the ground since the '60s.
I think I read something about
Yeah,
that.
and he was actually talking to Alfred Hitchcock about it.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, because it's once I've read that, I was like, that makes sense. It's very Hitchcockian, a guy getting trapped in the phone booth, and like when I think of a lot of Hitchcock movies, I always think the premise of like it's one person against the world, like everyone's out to get one person, and in a way,
Yeah.
that's this movie. Like
Hmm.
Colin Farrell's just, and also like wrong place at the wrong time. That's
Yeah.
very Hitchcockian. But I guess they were either I've read things where it was going to be a movie or they were talking about making it an episode for Alfred Hitchcock's TV show. Alfred Hitchcock's presents.
Hmm.
But they never could, I guess, find out how to make the guy trapped in the phone booth. And I guess it wasn't until the late '90s when Larry Cohen finally came up with the idea of a sniper, kind of keeping him trapped inside.
That's funny.
Because there's a lot of people attached to this movie. Let me pull it up. Like it was a long, like Jim Carrey was going to be Colin Farrell's character, and then at the last minute he pulled out.
Oh, dang.
So Tom Cruise, Will Smith, Mel Gibson, Robin Williams, Anthony Hopkins, and Nicolas Cage were considered.
Wow.
Mel Gibson was also considered to direct, along with Steven Spielberg and Michael
What?
Bay. I guess Michael Bay, when he read the script, he asked I guess I don't know, I guess Larry Cohen. He's like, okay, how do we get this thing out of the damn telephone booth? Which is funny.
Oh, okay. He didn't want to
And
be
also,
trapped there the whole time.
yeah, I guess not, which makes sense. That's definitely not Michael Bay's style. And
Mhm.
then also the Hughes brothers, the directors of Menace to Society and Dead Presidents, were considered to direct.
Oh, that would have
Yeah,
been interesting.
a lot of people were attached to this, or at least considered for this movie.
I like Colin Farrell in the booth.
Yeah, I know. Do you think it would have worked with Jim Carrey?
I don't know. It might
Yeah,
have.
it might have, but I don't know.
I never watched any of his more serious roles, like 23.
I've never. That's in fact that I think is a Joel Schumacher movie. The
Oh,
number
really? Oh.
23. Yeah, I've never seen it either. I remember kind of it getting like reviews when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
He's good in like the Truman Show. I mean, that's still kind of there's some kind of humor to that,
Yeah, he's still funny
but
in that
he's
one.
good in that. I'm trying to think of other serious Jim Carrey stuff. That's the only one that comes to mind off the top of my head.
Spotless Mind, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. He's good in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it would have worked. We'll never know. It's a one of those what ifs. But yeah, Colin Farrell works. He does work very well in this.
Yeah. He
He's
said he
got
was super nervous the whole time trying to remember all of his lines and stuff. So
okay.
he would just sit there, even in the behind the scenes, they just have a bunch of B-roll of him sitting there smoking. He's just
Oh, that's
smoking a bunch
funny.
of cigarettes all day
Yeah,
and
he
trying to
does
remember his
look
lines.
really stressed out.
Yeah.
Definitely comes across in the movie.
Hmm. Yeah, he's a good actor. He's really
Yeah.
good. Puts in the work.
Would you think of Kiefer Sutherland as the villain?
I like him.
Yeah,
I,
I think
I
he
like
did a good job.
he's a good voice actor for sure.
Yes, yeah,
And
definitely.
then him showing up in the end, checking his
Yeah,
shoes out.
yep, yeah, yeah. I
Good
that's
little twist.
spoilers, but that's always kind of fun when the person gets away with it.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen a lot.
Kind of reminds me of the Saw movies in a way.
It reminds me of Seven. That's the first thing I thought of, and I can't. You haven't seen Seven?
Oh, that's the one with the sins. And then
Brad
what's
Pitt,
in the
Morgan Freeman.
box?
Yes, yeah. What's in the box? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
I think we saw that in high school film class.
oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you
That was a
never
good
seen
one.
it.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
It's been a
Um,
while.
yeah, I guess so. What was I gonna? Yeah, because that's why I could never really get into the Saw movies. I'm like, this was done better in Seven.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically, kind of almost being like judge, jury, executioner, so to speak, like an anti-hero in a way, like murdering people that are
That
they're
deserve it,
yeah,
maybe.
exactly. And whenever I think of that, I always think of Seven, and that's why I just yeah, that's one of the reasons. Just like this was done better in for the Saw movies at least. I thought it worked well in this because just the reason why for me it works in this is just because it's such an intriguing premise. Trapping a guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in Kiefer Sutherland in the behind the scenes, he said, I almost identify with the caller because these guys kind of deserve it in a way.
Yeah,
Like there's like that banker who's stealing money.
right.
The
And
caller explains how he's killed a couple people in the past.
yeah, the German pornographer, I guess, is a pedophile or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, so he's got a method to his madness, so to speak. James
Jamie
said
said Kiefer Sutherland is the anti-Cupid. What
anti-Cupid,
does that
sure.
mean?
I
What?
guess like arrows instead of love, death. I don't know. It's funny.
He doesn't want Colin Farrell to get it with Katie Holmes.
Yeah, well, and that's the really great scene when he finally makes Colin Farrell just kind of admit all of his wrongdoings and everything. It's a really good scene.
Yeah.
Kind of just admits that he's been a kind of jerk. That's really what the caller wanted. Which I don't even think we get a name for him. I think it's just the caller or something, or
Hmm.
which is nice. We don't need to know anything about him. That's what works.
Yeah, it's a good lesson.
Yeah, I like the part when he's just like, "Oh yeah, my child. Oh, I was molested." It's like, "Oh no, my childhood was fine." Thought that was kind of neat. Just like
Yeah,
that.
he keeps messing with Colin Farrell.
Yeah. That okay. So he's Colin Farrell keeps saying "mind fuck." Is
Hmm.
this the first documented time someone's ever said? I didn't start hearing
I
that until like the
wonder.
late 2000s.
I wonder.
Yeah, I was like, "Whoa, I didn't know people were saying mind fuck back then." Because when I think of that, I remember like probably like middle school, high school. That's when that term really got started thrown around, at least in my circles. So I was like,
Yeah.
wow, boy, it's ahead of its time.
I don't know. I think, did this one put you in a glass box of emotions?
Yeah, yes. Oh my God. That seems hilarious. I'm in a glass case of emotion. Jamie says you're saying mind fucked all through the 90s. Okay. I didn't start
Okay.
hearing it until like probably 15 years ago.
Mind fuck.
This
I
Paula
thought
Jai
all of the
Parker.
extras were
Yeah.
really good. Even the he was like the doorman who tried to come over with the baseball bat,
Oh, yes. The guy,
beat
yeah,
up
he
Colin
ends up
Farrell.
getting killed. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Which the caller, he ends up sniping that guy, and Colin Farrell gets on. He's like, "You killed him! You killed him!" And I think the caller, Kiefer Sutherland, he says, "Poor choice of words," which reminded me a lot of the Joker from Dark
Yeah.
Knight.
Oh, yeah. Very poor choice of words. Yeah. That's funny.
Oh, man. No, I said yes. I could still hear you. Not yes. Kill him. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. 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 I could definitely see that. Yeah.
the
It's just so funny. Like again, it's just such a like you believe he's in such a stressful situation because they're banging on the phone, but he's just like, no, just leave me alone. Like he of course they don't know what the hell's going on, and he does. It's a very good like you know, what do you call that? Like pressure cooker in a way. The pressure's
hmm
just building up and up and up. Yeah, I agree,
Let's see.
Jamie.
Oh, what Jamie say?
The part when the ladies of the night come up and mess with him in the phone booth is fantastic.
They did
Yeah.
really good to keep that like heat up and
Yes, yeah.
keep the tension building. Like, get out of there.
Have you seen Uncut Gems, the Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah, yeah,
So when that movie came out, all I heard everybody's like, "Oh, it's so stressful! It's so stressful! It was so stressful watching it." And I watched it. And I was like, I don't know, it didn't really stress me out that much. I feel like this movie's more stressful
yeah.
than Uncut Gems, personally. That's just me though.
Definitely. You're sitting in the booth trying
I
not to
was
get
one of the few
killed.
people who I like Uncut. It's a very good movie, but I didn't really understand where everyone was just like, "Oh, it's so stressful! I'm so stressed out."
Definitely, yeah.
This movie was just I could definitely feel the tension here more. So
Hmm. This one's more life and death,
yeah, exactly, and
even
just
though Adam Sandler.
that as well. But just there's something about being. I think maybe the claustrophobia of this movie. I
Hmm.
think added it to it as well.
Yeah.
Just being confined to like such a small space. Maybe that I don't know. It just that just seems more stressful to me. But
This phone booth film had a budget of 13 million and it grossed 46 million
yeah,
in the US and Canada.
it's a good profit.
Yeah, that's really good.
I think I told you when this movie came out because I remember seeing the poster for it in the theater. I remember getting this confused with Paycheck, the Ben Affleck movie,
Oh, I
because
never seen that one.
they came out right. I haven't seen it either, but they came out right around the same time, and I guess they both started with P's, and their posters kind of reminded like they kind of looked alike to me at least. I don't know as a 8 year old or however old I was, and I remember kind of getting those two confused back in the day. But I think this is a more well regarded movie.
Another one that came out in the same year, actually, 2002, was The Panic Room.
I've never seen that.
That's another claustrophobic one. Jodie
I've
Foster and Kristen Stewart.
Okay, is that would you recommend that one?
Oh yeah, I remember
Okay.
liking it back in the
That's
day.
a David Fincher movie. That's one of the few I've not seen from him.
Oh okay. Yeah, instead of being trapped in a phone booth, they're trapped in the panic room in their
Right.
house.
Yeah. There's a funny joke in Family Guy where like they're stuck in a panic room. Do you remember that episode?
No.
Like people break into their house and they go up to the attic and there's a panic room, and someone asked Peter like, "Why is there a panic room?" He's like, "Well, I saw that movie Panic Room, and while I'm watching it, I'm like, wow, this movie is horrible. If only there was some way to escape the awfulness of this movie." So I
Oh
built a
no.
panic room, which is funny because I've always heard that it's a good movie. So
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Family Guy jokes.
Jamie said Colin Farrell is such a jerk in this movie that at first you're glad that he's getting messed with, but you end
Yeah.
up with empathy
Yes.
for him by the end. That
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
that's
It's a
pretty
really good.
crazy.
It's a good character arc.
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
He's like
Jamie
wheeling
says.
and dealing in the beginning and
Yeah.
telling like a hotel manager that he shouldn't have to pay for his meals
Right.
and
Yeah.
instead flips it on him and is able to get him to pay for more stuff.
Right. Jamie says Panic Room is so good, 100%. Nice. I wonder
Ooh,
if that's streaming anywhere.
yes. I forgot that I have the ability to show Jamie's comments. My bad. Panic Room is good.
I don't think it's
I'm gonna
streaming for
rewatch
free
that one now.
anywhere. It's a bummer.
Yeah, I love the classic New York feel of the phone booth, even though it was
Yeah.
shot in LA. I love that era. The old cell phones. We got the phone booth. It's a
Yeah.
good one. I love
Like
it.
what Jamie says, this is a cautionary tale for unfaithfulness. Definitely.
Yes,
Definitely.
definitely.
Yeah.
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 Which
Don't be screwing around.
I didn't remember that that was the plot of this one, so that was kind of cool
Yeah.
to see on the revisit.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
Don't be a sleazy scumbag.
I feel like it's even tougher nowadays. Everyone's got camera, and if anything for the better, you shouldn't be, going around scheming and conniving and
In
all
phone
that shit.
booths.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing in that phone booth?
I'm trapped. I'm trapped with Ray Romano. Oh man.
The caller even messes with Colin Farrell. He says, "Reach up top and grab the gun."
That's right.
You
Yeah.
just want me to kill myself.
Yeah.
He's like laughing at him
Yep.
the whole time.
So eventually the cops do trace his call, right?
I think that's how they got him. Yeah.
Yeah, because at first he's like got everything covered. He encrypted the phone line and everything, but I think eventually they are able to crack it, and that's how they go up there, and it's the pizza delivery man from the beginning, which was interesting.
Yeah. Did that get you at all since it's your first watch through?
Kind in a way, kind of. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's it. Like, I guess the guy. For a second, I was like, oh, yeah, fine that the guy killed himself. Then I was like, oh, well, it definitely wasn't the pizza delivery guy.
Yeah. That's
So
not Kiefer Sutherland.
something's yeah, exactly. I was like, there's something afoot here. And then, yeah, like I said, it was kind of neat to see him get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that blowing my mind back in the day. I
Yeah,
was like,
good
"What?
to see that.
He's still alive?"
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
But what would you rate this one, Ian, if you had to rate it
I
out
don't
of
know,
5?
man. I don't know. It's a 4 or above. I don't know.
Right? It's a really good film.
Yeah. Shit, dude. I don't know. Maybe a 4. One thing, like this is really petty, but one thing, I didn't like the laser dot sight. Is it
I've seen
obvious?
pictures of people making fun of it.
Okay, yeah, it's just like that's obviously like it really like you could have just went to the pet store and bought like one you play with your dog or your cat. Couldn't you just have done maybe it was the lighting, I don't know. They couldn't have done it.
Mhm.
I was like, that's obviously like a added in post-production laser dot sight.
Yeah.
Um I'm not gonna take a full point off for that, but that was one I was just like, Jesus Christ, you couldn't have done a better laser dot sight. But
We didn't talk too much about the music in the intro. It has like a very classic doo-wop
yeah,
sound
that's
that
right. Yeah.
transforms into like a more modern rap
Yeah.
sound, and I thought that was really good too.
Yeah, I do as well. Or I did as well.
It like sets the mood at the beginning, like eases you in, but then it lets you know like, no, this is the 2000s era streets of New York
Yeah.
where they're a little bit more hardcore, and it's a
Yeah.
little bit more modern as well.
Exactly. Yeah, because again, like it's so crazy how this was floating around since the '60s. It was floating around for like damn near 40 years. Like that's nuts.
Yeah,
And it
that
didn't,
is
and it
wild.
doesn't feel like it. It still feels like contemporary for the 2000s,
Yeah,
which is really
yeah, it
impressive.
yeah. This film doesn't feel very like antiquated.
Not really. I
Like
mean,
watching it today.
aside from the phone booth, other than
Yeah,
that, like it doesn't really feel that old
yeah.
to me, at least. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because I remember these times, but
Hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel like, oh god, this movie's so dated. Aside from the obvious.
Yeah. But you said you would give it a 4, you think?
I don't know, man. Like I almost am thinking a 4.5. I don't know.
Right, I'm trying to figure out why I would knock it. I think
Yeah,
you're right on the laser.
and that's just again, that's so minuscule.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. The wife was kind of eh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even Katie Holmes, maybe I don't know. Katie Holmes didn't really have much to do either. She was
A
good
lot of
though.
the extras, they were brought in, and maybe it's just to establish how Colin Farrell takes advantage of them.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah,
But yeah, they none of the extras really had much to do.
Forrest Whitaker, but I guess he's not really an extra. He's an actual character.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know, man. What do you think? I mean, I don't want to copy you, but like, I don't know. I need some help here.
Because I was thinking of Adam, his intern, Keith Nobbs. He's just there in the intro to
Right? Yeah.
establish, like, oh yeah, I'm an intern for him that's
Yeah.
getting taken advantage of. Um, I think that all the writing and the lines were really good. They
Yeah.
all
I
still
agree.
hold up today,
Yep.
so I can't really knock it that much. I think I'm
Yeah.
up there with like a 4.5.
Yeah. I might as well,
Because
man. It's hard to take it. Jamie's given it a 4.5. Yeah. I
yeah,
can't really take that much away from it.
right.
It's
Jamie
it's
says Unfaithful Partners is a tale as old as time. That and the Fantastic Pace gives it a 4.5 from me. I think you're right, Jamie.
I was telling Carlos before we started that I've been watching episodes of Tales from the Crypt, and like that is a lot of the plot of a lot of episodes of Tales from the Crypt. Because yeah, it's definitely it's like a, what do you call it, like a morality tale, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I might give it a 4.5. It's just it's quick, it gets to the point, it's good
Hmm.
performances, it's well written. The writer and director are people that I thoroughly enjoy. Um, the cinematography is great. The look is really
Yeah,
good. It fits the movie very well. Yeah, like it's not perfect. There's a few, even though I felt like I was giving fives for a lot of stuff for a while, but you know, that might be because we were just talking about some really good movies. But this was good. This was a great recommendation on your end because everyone, I was almost kind of scared because everyone, like, I kept like, people were asking me, like, what are you guys going to talk about this week? And I was telling them we're going to talk about Phone Booth. And everyone was just like, "Oh man, you're gonna like it a lot." It was almost just like I almost felt I was scared it wouldn't live up to the hype in a way because
hmm,
everyone kept telling me like it's really good, man. You're gonna like it, this and that. And when that happens, a lot of the time it doesn't live up to expectations. But this did.
yeah,
This lived, everyone that told me that was right, which is
yeah,
nice because that doesn't happen all the time. So
yeah.
yeah.
I think I'm up there with you, 4.5, because they set out to accomplish a film based solely in a phone booth, and that's what we got.
Yep. And it
They did
works
it.
very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read, this is random. I read that Jared Leto was in this, but they cut his character out. But
Yeah, right before the
he's
show.
in the TV version or something.
Yeah, right before the show, I read that too. That
That's
they want to
online.
reach the 2 hour runtime on TV, so they add his stuff back in.
I wonder if that's on YouTube.
Ooh, Jamie's right. We should do Panic Room.
Oh, it's on YouTube. Jared Leto's deleted scene. I gotta
Oh,
watch that
okay.
later.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
Yeah, yeah, Panic Room. I'm down to talk about that.
Jamie, have you ever seen the one with oh, who plays Deadpool? I think that
Ryan Reynolds.
yeah, I think there's a film where he's buried alive and the whole film is him like
Uh,
stuck in the
that sounds
coffin underground.
familiar. Let me look that up.
Yeah.
That
There's
sounds very
that
familiar.
one.
I've never
That one
seen it.
reminds me a lot of Kill Bill.
Yeah, there's a movie called, I think it's The Vanishing, where that happens.
They get buried alive.
Yeah,
Oh
from what I
no.
recall.
So scary.
Okay, let me just type in Ryan Reynolds buried alive.
Ryan Schmerls.
Oh, it's called Buried. Yeah. Okay.
Buried. Okay. That's a
Yeah,
good one too.
I've never seen it. I remember when it came out. I think it's supposed to be pretty good, right? Or you
Yeah.
liked it? Yeah, I'll have
Yeah, I
to watch
liked
it
it.
someday.
Yeah. I love these simple ones where it's just little premise where they're trapped in a little
Yeah,
space.
yeah, yeah. It can work very well.
Jamie says Jared Leto is really good in Panic Room. He's a mean
Oh,
bastard.
he's in Panic Room too. That's cool.
Dude, yeah. Barry on HBO.
I've seen some of that. That's a cool show with Bill Hader, I think.
Yeah, I think my dad likes that one a lot. He's always watching that
Yeah,
one.
it's a good show. Yeah, he's like an assassin or something, but he's like kind of playing it down so people don't know he's an assassin. It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I'm excited for more from Colin Farrell. That guy, he's really good.
Yeah, yeah,
Give
he's a
me
good
more Colin
actor.
Farrell.
Yep. Yeah, well, this was awesome, man. Thank you for recommending this because again, it's one that I'd always and people were talking because when Larry Cohen died and when Joel Schumacher died, I kept seeing it get brought up, and I just never. I mean, it's kind of hard to. I mean, I can you actually like is this because it's not streaming for free right now, but is it
The
like
phone booth.
yeah? I don't even. Can you rent it on Amazon? Yeah, you can rent it
Um,
on Amazon. Okay, because we watched
I
it on Internet Archive.
yeah, you can watch it on Internet Archive, which isn't that legal? I'm pretty sure
I guess
that's
it's
legal.
legal. Well, I don't know because it's a Blu-ray rip. It looked really good, really, really good.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
impressed. I don't think that's legal. I think that yeah, but you know,
but you can also
it's
purchase.
up there. Well, see, that's the, well, this is technically this is a Fox movie, so now it's Disney. And I was looking up
Oh,
the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray is from 2007, and they haven't made a new one.
oh, okay.
So hopefully, I don't know. Disney probably won't do anything with it. Unfortunately, maybe they will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't get stuck on a 2007 Blu-ray. It deserves better.
Yeah. I recommend it though, everybody. If you want to watch it,
Yes.
Internet Archive or streaming services everywhere, you can rent it
Yeah.
or buy it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. I
Um,
agree.
yeah. Next Saturday we'll be back with Buffalo 66, right on time for
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for that one.
Yeah, I'm glad. Hopefully, it will work in the same way as this, where I recommend it and then you like it. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
No, I'm
not the other way
excited.
around.
I've been meaning
Yeah.
to watch that one.
Yeah.
Uh, After that, I think we got Ant-Man coming out
Yeah.
later
I'm
this
already
month.
scheduled to see that, so I'm down to talk about it if everybody else is.
And there's something else coming out at the end of the month as well. We were talking about it before the show.
Yeah. What was it? Was it Cocaine Bear? I think it's Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear, Ray Liotta's last film. You know we gotta
Yeah.
go see
Hey.
that.
Yeah. I'm down. You know, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but I'm down. Why not? Why
Yeah.
not? You know.
No, Jamie says no boutique labels for phone booth. They need to fix that.
I agree. Yeah, like Arrow Video or someone should pay. That's the thing, though. I don't know if Disney will let them. It's the lame thing
Oh
with Disney owning all these movies now. But you never know.
yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks
Yeah,
Jamie for
yeah.
hanging
Thank
out
you
with
as
us.
always. Yeah,
We appreciate you.
yeah,
Yeah, like I said, we'll be back with Buffalo 66 next week. Um, Remember to like, subscribe. We love you all. Mwah.
yes.
Thanks, Ian.
Mwah.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
watching Phone
Carlos.
Booth with me.
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
for
try to
recommending it.
find the
Yeah,
exit on this thing. I gotta
I'll
get the
see if
hell
I
out
can
of
get
here.
down there to Midtown and see if I can let you out of there.
Yeah, let me out of here. All right,
I'll bring
everybody.
my welding tools.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.